Good evening, everybody. It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little stream for you lads and lasses. We are here to discuss the latest breaking Manchester United news and the latest news in regards to the Glazers, shithouses, and the takeover potential and the lack of. We're going to get into all the latest news and stuff in this video tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Do us a favour at the start of this show, everyone. Take a second to smash that like button on this video. Drop a little like on it. You know that helps the channel out. Also, share it around on social media. The link is pinned to the top of the live chat, I think. Yes, it is. Thank you, Aaron. The link is pinned to the top of the live chat. Give us a cheeky little repost on social media if you can. We'll shout you all out later on in the video to say thanks. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment. Get yourself involved. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Have your say. I mean, listen. As far as I'm concerned, Manchester United, now with the news that has been breaking this evening, which we'll cover in a moment, is more or less dead. I feel like Manchester United is finished. It's dead. The final death rolls or death throes of the Glazers, you know, at this football club where we were hoping that this would be finished at some point this year. As it turns out, they're staying, guys. They're remaining. It looks like they're remaining in some capacity here. I mean, let's have a look at the latest sort of information and stuff. So the breaking news this evening is that Qatar have withdrawn from the sale process. Sheikh Jassim has withdrawn, and it looks like it leaves the path clear for Sir Jim Ratcliffe to come in and purchase a piece of the football club and further fund the Glazer shithouses. And it leaves the Glazers clear to keep some ownership of this football club, probably the ownership of this football club. So it does look like the Glazers will be staying for a significant amount longer. Very unlikely that this football club is going to be sold in its entirety to Sir Jim Ratcliffe because he's skint. It's an absolute debacle, this, guys. We just want our fucking football club back. Do you know what I mean? It's been 18 bloody years of absolute torment and pain. We just want our football club back. And that means a full sale to somebody that's going to purchase 100% of the football club, that's going to clear our debts, that's going to make Manchester United great again. Unfortunately, we've got Glazer shithouses in charge of this football club who are greedy, and they just want as much as they can possibly get, these grubby little bastards. And they're prepared to wait it out and drag everyone through the mud and not have the best interest of the football team at heart whatsoever in order to get their golden bloody cow at the end of the shitty rainbow that these guys that's all they're all about, is just making the money. And so this whole situation in the last few months was just about putting Sheikh Jassim and the Qatar bid on ice, basically, to try and get them to increase their offer, because they had already submitted a fantastic offer, somewhere in the region of about £5 billion for the entirety of this football club, which is actually around about double what this football club is worth in a lot of ways. So there is a valuation of this football club of approximately around about $3.5 billion. And there's various reasons for that. Obviously, on paper, Manchester United is Manchester United. It's the most successful club in England. It's also the most followed football club, or one of the most followed football clubs in the world. And so there is, of course, a massive premium and an expense that comes along with that. But the reality is that this football club is in a state of disrepair. It's failed on the pitch for a long time by our own high standards. It's also failed in all other regards. You know, we're not being considered for bids for European Championships or stadium hosting games for the European Championships in 2028 due to the fact that Old Trafford is falling apart. Where our facilities are second best. Our team is second best. And certainly the way in which we approach every single aspect of running a football club, we are second best these days. And so, you know, the value is just not there. We are not a 7 to 10 billion pound football club right now. We're just not to mention we're $1 billion in debt, which needs to be addressed. The stadium needs replenishing, refurbishing or rebuilding. There's a lot of money needs spending on Manchester United before you can make it a 7 to 10 billion pound enterprise. Right now, crikey, should be on the stall on fucking Del Boy Trotter's market stall. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally, it's not up there. It's the Glazers have got us into a state of disrepair. So the fact that they are wanting a heck of a lot more, it's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace, and it does seem like because of this now, obviously the Glazers looking to stay in some capacity. They don't want to go. They wanted to keep some piece of the football club, it looks like. Sir Jim Ratcliffe obviously also in cahoots with them, it seems, trying to do some sort of a flexible deal. He would do anything in order to get the football club, of course. It seems like he would even just buy a percentage of the football club to get his way into the football club. So there's lots of different outlets reporting that basically the path is now clear for Sir Jim Ratcliffe to buy the football club. We don't want Sir Jim Ratcliffe, guys. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is a Glazer 2.0 melter. He's coming in here to just basically, more or less, I'd imagine, run the football club in a similar sort of a fashion. He's another businessman. He's another one of these guys that I don't think is going to get Manchester United back to where we need to be in as quick as possible time as we could have done with something like Sheikh Jassim at the wheel. So let's get into the latest news. Zamiasi sent in a super chat. He says, maybe Qatar will buy Arsenal or Spurs. With Ratcliffe, you at least get a new stadium down the line. Zamiasi, you're a disgrace, lad. You're an absolute disgrace, lad. Thank you very much for getting in here. Are you sure about that? With Ratcliffe, you at least get a new stadium down the line. I'm not so convinced, to be fair, Zamiasi, lad, whether it'll be a new stadium or probably lick of paint. But, I'm not so sure. And that's not how you spell Qatar, Zamiasi, lad. But you bring up one good point there, which is that if Manchester United is not being bought by the Qataris, if that's not going to be the case, then it does ask the question, will they be looking to go elsewhere? Will they be looking to go and purchase another big football club? Will they go and find value in a different deal elsewhere if they want to get into the English Premier League with a team? Obviously, I'm sure Manchester United would have been their fervent hope, because by all accounts, Sheikh just seems a massive Manchester United fan. But if what they want to do is to try and get into English football, then perhaps they will be going to looking to invest into a different football club, which means that we've missed out on sugar daddy owners yet again. My bad, guys. Got a cheeky alarm on the go here. That's the Glazers out alarm, mate. Can we just take a second to get hashtag Glazers out in the live chat, please? Honestly, these guys are absolute scum. Look, okay, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, seems like he's going to win the bid right now. It does look like that. Let's have a look at this as well. So some people in live chat saying Keegan's just tweeted. Let's go and have a look at this. Going to have a look at Mike Keegan, see what's going on here. But, yeah. It's very, very frustrating, this, guys. We all thought that potentially at some point it would be done. And, yes, look at this shit. Mike Keegan says, breaking Sir Jim Ratcliffe deal for 25% of Man United viewed as the first step in a gradual takeover set to be ratified at a board meeting in the coming week. For fuck's sake, mate. It's a fucking debacle, mate. The Glazers are staying. The Glazers stay. This is what's going on, guys. The Glazers, the shithouse Glazers are staying. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe's putting in 1.5 billion, or whatever the case may be, into the coffers, which the Glazers shithouses will no doubt milk in some capacity, somehow manage to get that out of the football club. They certainly won't be spending the full investment that Sir Jim Ratcliffe puts into this football club, into improving the football club in all areas. No chance in hell. These guys are all about making the money. It's an absolute debacle. Look at this. Let me get this up on screen, guys. This is just from a few minutes ago. This is what Mike Keegan says anyway. This is a fucking shit day, guys. This is basically rip Manchester United. Can we get some RIPs in the chat, please, guys? I feel like we're dead after this news. We're bloody dead. There was a bit of hope, wasn't there, that maybe Manchester United, under new ownership such as Sheikh Jassim, could get back to those glory days. But now it seems like we're destined to have more years of absolute mediocre shite, guys. More mediocre shite at Manchester United, which we're sick of. Simon Cowie, thank you very much for the super chat, mate. He says, Pig, it could be a tactical threat like they did when it was a take it or leave it. This time it's a different threat. Well, certainly there is the expectation that they've withdrawn. Whether or not they'd come back in and put an offer on the table again remains to be seen. Perhaps this is a tactic in order to get the Glazer shithouses to turn around with their tail between their legs and say, hey, listen, Qatar, we want you. we want to accept your offer, actually. We've decided we were in the wrong, and yeah, we were asking for too much, and yeah, we will accept your offer. I suppose that's still possible. That doesn't really look like that's going on at this moment in time, but let's just hope that is the case. Merrick Galord, thank you for your $4.99 super chat as well there, bud. Get in there, you beauty. I appreciate you. Nice one. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. So, by the way, if you're just getting in, there's 400 legends in here. Take a second to smash that like button on this video. Give us a boost up there on the algorithm. It's free to hit the likes. So drop a little thumbs up on it. Help us get to 200 likes on this vid. And also hit the subscribe button if you're new. Get yourself subscribed so you can chat and have your say. And we will be getting into a Q&A at the end of the show as well. So Mike Keegan, just a few moments ago, tweets this. Breaking, Sir Jim Ratcliffe deal for 25% of Manchester United, viewed as the first step in a gradual takeover, set to be ratified at a board meeting in the coming week. What an absolute debacle that is, guys. Sir Shitty Jimmy Ratcliffe, guys. Glazer 2.0 shill melt. You know what? Hashtag Sir Jim Ratcliffe out. Who's this guy think he is coming in, trying to buy Manchester United in pieces like this, keeping the Glazer shithouses in tow? Nobody wants the Glazer shithouses here. The answer is not to buy 25% of the Glazer shithouses shares, keep them with the the control of the football club and give them more money. That is not the idea. The idea is to get rid of these people so we can actually move on in the proper direction with new owners who are actually going to buy 100% of this football club, clear our debts, give us a new stadium, give us what the fans need, spend the money, and basically make Manchester United competitive again. This isn't going to do all that much. What's 1.5 billion? Let's just say I'm plucking out a number here. Let's just say it's 1.5 billion for 25%. That values the football club around about 6 billion. Well, what are they going to do with that 1.5 billion? A lick of paint on the stadium? What are they going to do? Bloody retile the bogs? You know, what the fuck are they going to do with 1.5 billion? They probably won't even spend the whole 1.5 billion on Manchester United and making us great again. Luke, thank you very much for getting in here. I appreciate you there, Luke. He says, PIF pulled out because the FA's due diligence was stalling the Newcastle United takeover. Just for them to complete the takeover several months later, much could still change. Love the passion and fun. Luke, I love your comment here, mate. You're filling me with a little bit of hope, lad. You really are. You're filling me with a little bit of hope, Luke. Let's get some love in there for Luke there, guys. I appreciate you. Well, let's hope that that's the case, mate. As we said, I mean, what a great sort of negotiation tactic than to just walk away. It's like that old haggling thing, isn't it? Back, you know, if you're on a market stall or somewhere and you're trying to haggle down a price. I don't know. You're on holiday in Turkey or somewhere. You're like, I'll give you £7.50 for this wooden carving of a dolphin. They're like, no, that's £15, please. You go, I'll give you £8.15. They say, no, that'll be £14. You go, see you later on. I'm walking away. And then you just walk away and they go, okay then. We'll accept £8.50 for it. That's basically what I think is the only, possible way that we managed to get this club, I suppose, is if now they've withdrawn and walked away. If the Glazers go back with the tail between the legs, perhaps there could still be a deal done with Qatar. But let's be honest, it's not looking good at this moment in time with the news that they have withdrawn. But thank you very much. Love that, Luke. It's a very good point. I mean, nothing's over till it's over. It does seem like Sir Jim Ratcliffe is potentially going to purchase a piece of the football club, though. It does seem like the Glazer shithouses will potentially be staying. But let's just hope that there is something in what you're saying and that maybe Manchester United could still be owned by Sheikh Jassim at some point in the future. Andy Young, thank you for being a member for 15 months, Andy. Get in there. It's going to hashtag 15. He says Ratcliffe will be dead before he gets it all. Well, he is getting on a little bit, isn't he? And yeah, how long is it going to take for him to buy pieces of Manchester United? And of course, there's got to be agreements in place. I mean, the Glazers, if they keep the fundamental control of Manchester United, with them just selling a piece of the football club, then the control and the power is all still in their hands. Yeah, Daz Salford, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. He says it's been confirmed, Piggy, by BBC Sport that Sheikh Jassim has pulled out. Absolutely, it has indeed, Daz Salford. Yes, confirmed by many sources. We're going to get into them all now, and I'll tell you exactly what's going on. I'm sure you guys already know. But look, confirmed by BBC Sport. Breaking news from Mike Keegan says that Sheikh Jassim's deal for 25% of Manchester United viewed as the first step in a gradual takeover. That's just come out this evening, and it does look like Sheikh Jassim's likely to purchase a piece of the football club. What does that do for Manchester United? Well, I suppose it gives us, as I say, who knows the exact figure right now, but let's just say £1.5 billion injected into the football club. It's an outside investment. The Glazers retain full control of the football club, essentially. Sir Jim Ratcliffe gets his foot in the door with a significant piece of the pie at Manchester United with the idea that in a couple of years' time, potentially he could buy more of the football club from the Glazer shithouses. The Glazer shithouses would stand to make more money at that stage because obviously the growth of Manchester United, the overall value of Manchester United is expected to rise over the next few years, particularly if we start doing things right on the pitch and off the pitch and we are investing in all areas. Then you would think that the value of Manchester United will rise, which means that the Glazers stand to make a significant amount of money in a couple of years' time or a few years' time, 5 years' time, who knows when they would actually be looking to sell. So that's what's going on here, and Sir Jim's getting in, so he's getting in the door. But getting in the door, you know, it's who cares about getting in the door? It's about getting in the control of Manchester United and being able to actually make good decisions at Manchester United and take the club forward with a united vision. Unfortunately, we don't have this united vision. We're still going to have the shithouse Glazers in charge. We're still going to have, you know, rubbish leadership from the top down, the hierarchy full of absolute melts for the Glazers who just try to make money. And we're not going to have that ambition to win things and go the whole 9 yards in order to try and win trophies and win European championships and things like that. It's just not going to happen. So nothing will change at Manchester United if we get 25% investment by Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Nothing's going to change. It's just going to be more of the same Glazer 2.0 rubbish. And the only difference is it's just going to be boosted a little bit and they'll be able to say, oh, we've seeked outside investment and we have managed to raise this amount of capital, which we are going to use to build a new stadium or refurbish the stadium and then spend significant amounts on players. But they'll find a way to siphon various amounts of these funds out of the football club. That's what they're all about. They're just about making money. And they don't spend any of their own money on Manchester United, so that's why they probably favoured this deal, to be able to keep hold of the football club, to appease the fan base to a degree by spending significant amounts of money. But we won't bloody take it, guys, will we? We won't take this shit lying down. We are done with the Glazers' ownership of this football club. We thought this was going to be the end. We will not tolerate this crap any longer because they are just strangling us to death slowly but surely. And if we get a new investment into the football club, it's just more of the same. It doesn't change a damn thing. It's a disgrace. So we shouldn't be tolerating this at all, guys. I know the fans can only do limited things. The fans have protested for a long time now. The fans have, boycotted games. The fans have protested at games. The fans have, refused to buy the merchandise. They don't care because they're using Manchester United as a fucking cash cow. All they do is bandy our name around, is make commercial deals based on Manchester United as a brand, which is very powerful. That's why they can get £900 million deals over 10 years with Adidas. Or this new ridiculous deal with Snapdragon, which is worth 60-odd million a season or whatever. That's what they care about. They know that the commercial profitability of Manchester United far exceeds any, merchandise dip-off or ticket sales going down, which aren't even going down because if somebody doesn't go to the game, somebody else does. So the fact is, the Glazer shithouse is just, it's a big cash cow for them. Why would they sell this cash cow when it makes them so much money every single year and it's only an appreciating asset? Jamie Ashley, thank you for your super chat, mate. He says, with the awful play against Australia, Southgate gets sacked down the line. He replaces Ten Hag if results get worse and Ratcliffe incoming. Biggest disaster since the last Terminator film. Hey, mate, Jamie Ashley, that is a Terminator Dark Fate of a comment, mate. Get your bullshit guff Arsenal fucking dreams out of my bloody live chat, mate. It's a fucking yellow card for you, sir. Who do you think you are coming in with that negative absolute guff? Sort yourself out, bud. Nobody's thinking about having Gareth Southgate, piece up paper baghead as our potential new manager, mate. We've got Eric Ten Hag. It would help if people got behind him at this moment in time. People are just, devoid to the fact that the Glazer shithouses and the ownership and the hierarchy of this football club have a big say in how this football club performs as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear your fucking guff, to be honest with you, Sammy Ashley. You're talking absolute nonsense now. Gareth Southgate to Manchester United is not something that is on the agenda. It's not something that I want to think about. It's not something worth thinking about. Only if you're an Arsenal shithouse and you're dreaming of something gashtastic like that happening to Manchester United. There's no point discussing that. Matt Norton, thank you very much for your super chat. Says the problem is the club will see 5% of that 25%. Yes, sir. That is why we need the Glazers out. Greedy bastards. Them spot on, mate. What are they going to do with that one? Say 1.5 billion it is. What are they going to do with that? Are they going to invest the full 1.5 billion into the football club and make the stadiums, the facilities, and get us the players and make us better? Probably not. They'll probably spend half of it at best, mate, and the rest will be slowly siphoned out of the football club, as they've shown many, many times. Daz Salford, thank you very much, lad. He says, have you seen what Sheikh Jassim offered? $7 billion for the club plus an additional $1.5 billion investment. I'm devastated. It's about the Glazer shithouses being supremely greedy, isn't it here, Daz Salford? Yes, we're going to cover that in a moment, actually. Sorry, I've just been rambling on here. I haven't even discussed, like, the latest stuff. Gary says, dude, I know I don't support you lot, but I'm sad to see what those cunts have done to your club. Hey, fair play to you, Gary 1992. I completely agree with you. It's an absolute debacle. It is. Thank you for your super chat, lad. Half Gazo says, boycotts and protests haven't worked. What's the next step? I don't know, mate. I'm thinking an all-out camp out outside the homes. What else can you really do? It's actually unbelievable. These guys still, it's because they're satellite owners from very far away. What they do is they just quite simply, run this football club from afar, and it doesn't actually come down on them in their doorstep. They don't have to deal with the fan protests and the fan backlash in their face every single week. Occasionally, but most of the time, they're satellite owners doing it from far away. Let me cover the latest news here, guys. Let me cover the latest news. Sorry, guys, I've been rambling on here a little bit. Let me cover the latest news. So, Fabrizio Romano basically confirming the fact that this is the situation. So, he says that exclusive Sheikh Jassim has had further discussions with the Glazers family to buy 100% of Manchester United. Sheikh Jassim's bid proposition has been rejected again by the Glazers family. As a result, Sheikh Jassim informed the Glazers that he's ready to withdraw from the process. And he has withdrawn from the process from all accounts as well, So he went on to say a bit later that Sheikh Jassim has presented fully cash bid. This is what Sheikh Jassim presented, a fully cash bid, clearing all the old debts with zero new debt for 100% of the football club. Sheikh Jassim's team declined to comment on this news, citing confidentiality restrictions, but have confirmed they've withdrawn from the process. So what a fantastic thing for the fans. This is just more proof that the Glazer shithouses don't give a shit about Man United and the fan base, isn't it? Because this is what's best for United as a football club as well. They have a duty of care to give Manchester United to appropriate owners that are going to do what's best for the fan base and the football club. But they obviously don't care about that. They just care about the money and what's good value for them. But in reality, a fully cash bid clearing all the old debt with zero new debt and 100% ownership of the football club is exactly what this club needs in order to move on. It's what the fan base needs. So they've completely neglected the fans yet again on this one. They don't give a shit about the fans. Because let's have a vote in the live chat, guys. Who would you have wanted to be owners of Manchester United? Sir Jim Ratcliffe or Sheikh Jassim? Let us know your thoughts and opinions. Obviously, I believe it's a rhetorical question, really. I believe most of the people in the live chat would have wanted Sheikh Jassim just simply because of the extra added investment, the 100% ownership, clearing the debts off, investment in the stadium or facilities. We'd just be back overnight, wouldn't we, with Sheikh Jassim at the wheel? But with Sir Jim, he's just a Glazer 2.0 shill. Simon Cowie, thank you very much for your super chat, lad. He says, Pig, unless someone drops $6 billion or do a bid like Endeavour did to buy WWE with $5 billion plus 20% Grader shares to buy control. Yeah, there you go, Simon Cowie. I know, look, I guess there's still a way that this can be bought by somebody else or by Sheikh Jassim. I suppose it could still happen, can't it? We're holding out a little bit of hope. So they may have withdrawn right now, but we're holding out a little bit of hope that this isn't the end for this process. Everybody in the live chat basically says Sheikh Jassim is who they would want. Thank you very much for that, lad. Right, okay, so let's cover the rest of it. Let's cover the rest of what we've got and the latest bits and bobs of news. So, exclusive story in the Man United takeover. Glazers informed of Sheikh Jassim's decision. He has withdrawn from the process. The final bid is understood to be almost double the $3.5 billion market valuation, and a $1.5 billion extra investment was planned. So not only were they going to give the Glazer shithouses basically double what the club's actually worth, but they were going to spend a heck of a lot of money on the football club as well after they've come in here. We're talking clearing debts, we're talking stadium investments, all that sort of stuff. So make no mistake, that would have been the best thing for Manchester United if Sheikh Jassim was to buy the football club. But seems like the Glazers just far too greedy. They wanted to wait and get more and more money that they possibly could. And they were prepared to scupper this deal with the shithouses, or the shithouses were prepared to scupper this deal in order to try and get more out of it. And in the end, they've asked for way too much. They're just being far too greedy. So $3.5 billion market valuation is what Man United's actually sort of valued at right now, based on where we're at as a team, based on the facilities, based on everything, the turmoil with the fan base, everything. So the fact that they were offering $7 billion, or around about that, in total, it's a fucking great offer. And it hasn't been accepted. They've rejected it, basically, and they wanted more money. Simon Cowie says, Pig, anyone stating amounts are either fake or paper talk with no facts because of NDAs. Well, nobody knows the exact, you're absolutely right, non-disclosure agreements, nobody knows the exact goings-on of this deal, but there are obviously certain sources that are being, gotten hold of here, and yeah, there's an element of speculation certainly going on here. You're absolutely bang right there. I don't think anybody knows precisely, but if we have a look at this, Simon, this is from a reputable source, Fabrizio Romano, obviously, who's suggesting that the final bid is understood to be almost double the 3.5 billion valuation. So, obviously nobody does know. You're absolutely spot on, Simon. Nobody does know the exact figures, but the amounts involved here, they are documented from journalists here, which, as you say, nobody knows truly what's going on because of NDAs. But there's a lot of, good journalists, I suppose, who are getting hold of information, and this is what we've got to go on. So I know what you're saying, but it probably is in this sort of a region that is being offered. We've heard between 5 and 6 billion offered on the table from Sheikh Jassim previously. Even if it's 5 billion, then it's a heck of a good offer for a club that is only worth more closer to 3.5 billion when you consider all of our debts and everything as well. And you're right, Lynch. Yeah, 1.5 billion for 25% is a club valuation of 6 billion. Jazzy Jeff offered more than that for 100%, and Glazer said no. Precisely, yeah, maybe so. Well, maybe it is a little bit more than, in regards to Sir Jim Ratcliffe, what he's offering for 25% of the football club. Either way, it's not the right decision to be made for Manchester United, and this decision shouldn't really be on the, in this situation, if you ask me. So, look, obviously the Glazers, they're just trying to get more, aren't they? That's what this is all about. They were just trying to get more. That's why they've waited for so long to get these guys to increase their offer. So this is a report here via Court Offside, John Smith, football agent, who says that according to those close to Manchester United bidders, the Glazers are delaying the takeover process in the hope that Sheikh Jassim will eventually pay what they want. So I don't think that's going to happen, though, because it seems like obviously Sheikh Jassim basically walked away because they want too much money. It's not a good enough deal for them anymore. They're asking for way much more than the club is worth. Ben Jacobs says that he can confirm that Sheikh Jassim has withdrawn from the Man United process following a final in advanced talks. Group offered double the $3.2 billion market valuation of the club and feel the Glazers' valuation is outlandish. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think the Glazers' valuation is outlandish, guys. Some reports say 7 to 10 billion is what they wanted to get for this football club. Are they smoking Sammy Assie's crack pipe? What the hell are they thinking? This club is in a state of disrepair. We have to spend billions when the new owners come in. Not only do they have to buy the football club for billions, they have to then go and spend a further billions on the football club to get us back to where we need to be. And that's everything. We've only just installed bogs and bloody tampon dispensers in the fucking women's facilities, mate. You know what I mean? We've only just done that this bloody summer. Before that, they were having to go over to the bogs fucking half a mile away, mate. What's going on? We've only just done that. There's obviously a lot that needs spending at Manchester United. A lot of work on facilities and investments everywhere. The stadium, their bloody roof's leaking. Everybody's getting pissed on at the bloody games, mate. It's a shambles, And then, we're not even being considered to host games in Euro 2028. The great Old Trafford, Manchester United, biggest bloody stadium in domestic English football. We're not being considered to host games for the European Championships in 2028 because it's a fucking absolute bloody archaic stadium now compared to the modern. It's a great stadium, but compared to the modern state-of-the-art facilities that other football clubs have, we can't offer the same things. So look, you're gonna have to spend shitloads of cash as soon as you buy this football club. That's why a $5 or $6 billion pound offer, whatever, is a great offer, because it's buying 100% entirety of the football club, and then whoever they're gonna spend the money as well. Lord PlayStation says 521 people in here. Wow, bloody hell, guys. Well, welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining us for tonight's show. Good to see you all in here. Do have your say. This is a fiery topic, obviously. It's disgusting news, gash-breaking news that we've got to talk about here. I was enjoying my Saturday up until this guff came out. But, yeah, once again, do us a favour if you are just getting in here. Subscribe. Ricardo Williams has just subscribed. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button, Ricardo Williams. I appreciate you. Yes, do hit the subscribe button if you're here for the first time. We cover all the latest United news in a no bullshit, no clickbait way. So get yourself involved by subscribing. It's free. That's the red one down there that says subscribe. Also, twat that like button on it as well. Give us a thumbs up. You know it makes sense. Help us compete with clickbait wankers and corporation mugs by dropping that thumbs up on the video, and give us a share around. The link is at the top of the live chat for the Twitter post. We will give you a shout out in a bit. Matty Norton, thanks for another super chat. I can see you're very passionate about this, Matty Norton, lad. You're going in there raw, lad. He's not happy, this guy. He's bloody not happy, this guy. He says, only hope is we have is that these leaks to journalists could be a way for Jassim to show the Glazers how bad the backlash will be if they don't sell. Also, straight red card to the Glazers. Get out. Well said, mate. Get in there, my son. Absolutely. Hashtag Glazers out. Matty Norton, thank you very much indeed here for getting in here, boss. Good to see you, mate. What's cracking? And you know what? You're absolutely right, bud. Let's just hope that this is one last attempt by Sheikh Jassim, the Qatari bidders, to basically say, hey, we're not playing around anymore. We've put our best offer on the table. Suck it, basically. If you don't want it, that's it. We're not paying over the odds. I think what they're trying to do is they are trying to basically just rob the Qataris blind, aren't they? That's what they're trying to do, the Glazers. That's what they're trying to do. They know that these guys want the football club. They know that they're absolutely minted. And so it's like when teams see Manchester United coming in the transfer window. Oh, you want to pay for 60 million for Harry Maguire, do you? We want 80. Because we know you've got it and you're desperate. Nice one. Okay. You know, it's like that kind of thing. It's like they're just trying to get as much money as they possibly can do because they know that the Qataris have it. But in reality, they only want to pay what the club's worth. It doesn't work like that. You can't just get more and more and more just because these guys are super duper rich. So, yeah, I agree with you. I hope that that's the case, that this is potentially to show the Glazer shithouses what they're dealing with and not mess around. And as you say, the backlash from the fan base, I think, look, it's got to be worse than ever now, guys. We've talked about this a long time, and not that much really is affected by it, but I have to be honest, I think we've just all got to do what we can do now, you know. Get involved with the 1958 supporters group. Don't buy the merchandise, don't buy the shite. I see so many people walking around with the new shirts on, and it's depressing. Listen, I know that you can only do so much, but, you know, you basically, in a sort of way, you're basically just sort of like supporting the current regime by doing so. You need to be wearing a Glazers out t-shirt instead. You need to be, you know, singing loud from the rooftops, Glazers out, guys. I'll never stop this. And I honestly do think one of the best things to do this is just to, you know, not go to the games. You know, protest outside. If the stadium's empty, that'll tell you everything. Also, you know what? There's only so much can be done with these protests. As I say, the Glazers have fucking owned the football club. They've got it. They live in bloody Florida or whatever. There's only so much that can be bloody done. That's the sad thing about this, is that all the power is in their hands. But I'll tell you something, though. People power is important as well. Power to the people. People power is important as well. And I'll tell you what, 99% of this fan base wants those shithouse Glazers out. So what can we do? We seriously need to start planning proper protests here. Proper protests. Proper protests. You know? Berber, thank you very much. I'm talking about stopping games from going ahead like we did with that Liverpool game. You know, that had a big message. That sent a big message to them that we were not going to tolerate this. That would affect the underlying value of Manchester United if games aren't going ahead every week, even if it means Manchester United are going backwards for a while and we'll getting docked points by the Premier League or whatever the case may be. You know, look at this season so far. It's not like we're realistically on course to win the Premier League or anything. Like, if we are going to have one shit season in order to get our football club back, maybe this is the season. Maybe this is the season that the stadium gets surrounded by all of us fans in order to stop this from taking place, stop the games from going ahead. What's that going to do to Manchester United? What's that going to do to the Glazer shithouses investment? What's that going to do to the value of the football club? It's going to put it in the shitter. The share price would be falling. That's all they care about, is the money side of things. So there's one good thing about Manchester United failing so far this season, and that is that the valuation of the football club is going down, which I guess increases the likelihood that those Glazer shithouses would sell. All the off-the-field issues that United have had, all the problems that we've had to actually win games, the start of the Champions League campaign, getting 0 points in the group, and where we are in the Premier League, this is not good for future investors, is it? This lowers the value of the football club. If there's a potential that United don't have Champions League football next season, that's going to lower the value of the football club commercially and in every way. So, you know, you've got to go backwards to go forwards, I think, in this situation. Sadly, I think that's the only way, is to stop the games from going ahead. And nobody wants that. Nobody really wants that. But we've got to take our football club back, guys. There's only one way to take this football club back, it seems. We've tried to be nice. You know, we've tried to be nice, but I think it's just going to have to get a little bit ugly around these parts. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to have to get a little bit ugly, is what I'm going to say. Berber, thank you very much for getting in here with your 45-month membership, bro. What a legend. Can we get a hashtag 45 in the live chat? 45 months this man's been a legend of this channel. Thank you, Berber, you legend. Get in there, you beauty. Yes, certainly. He says, unfollow United on social, stop buying merch, target sponsors. We need to come together for once as a fan base. Absolutely, Don Berber. I completely agree with you, lad. That's it, you know, the new Snapdragon deal. Don't buy a fucking Android device with a Snapdragon processor in it, my son. Fuck those guys. And make it known on YouTube or Twitter or wherever you can that you're not going to do so. Also, you know, don't buy a Cadbury's Whisper. They're nice chocky bars, I give you that. But anyway, any of these sponsors that put money into Manchester United, we do need to boycott to send a message. And what would they do if their brand's being publicly damaged or their revenue's being damaged? There's hundreds of millions of Manchester United fans around the world. We can have an impact in a company's revenue or sales or reputation if we want. You've just got to be firm and stick to it, lad. And go and buy a Tunnocks tea cake instead of a bloody Cadbury caramel bar. You know what I'm saying? So, stuff like that. I agree with you, Mr. Berber. Thank you so much, lad. Let's get a hashtag 45 in the live chat for this absolute legend. But honestly, I don't really see how anything can be done other than just a very nasty protest now. Nasty protest. Stop the games from going ahead, like we saw with that Liverpool game a couple of years back. That was the most I saw the Glazer shithouses sweating, to be fair. You know, they're coming out afterwards announcing, fan forum guff and you know, they're going to have more transparency and they're going to seek outside investment on this stuff. You know, sometimes you got to be cruel to be kind. And I think Manchester United fans might have to be a little bit cruel to Manchester United as a football club in order to get us back and be kind for us for the future, you know, because right now we are going to have to go backwards, I think, to go forwards. You know, we're probably going to have to get some punishments from the FA. We're probably going to have to stop some games going ahead before the Glazers shithouses get the message that we will not tolerate this. We will not tolerate a partial sale of the football club to get Sir Jim Ratcliffe in just so they can line the coffers and get this outside investment of a couple of billion or whatever it is into the coffers in order to then spend, so they don't have to spend their own money. They can appease a certain portion of the fan base because they're selling, they're buying players, they're improving the facilities, but they're not improving the facilities with any outside investment of their own. They're just literally whoring off a percentage of Manchester United to somebody else who is prepared to actually play that game with the Glazers, which in itself is a massive red flag, and taking advantage of Manchester United. That is all they are doing. So I've had enough, guys. I'm sure you've had enough. We can't go on like this. This is a big, big red flag for us, guys, that the Glazers, I think, plan to stay. So right now it looks like they can't do a deal with the Qataris because they're asking for too much. The Qataris have a firm price, which is a good price, which is a good, fair valuation of the football club. The Glazers want more. What they're prepared to do and what Sir Jim Ratcliffe is prepared to do. This is what really pisses me off about Sir Jim Ratcliffe, mate, the bloody kestrel drinking tramp. Look at this guy, mate. See, he looks like he should be on a fucking park bench, the wanker, mate, drinking a fucking special brew or something, mate. Not fucking owning 25% of Manchester United, this guy. You know, what pisses me off about him is he's bloody skint, you know, and he's trying to buy Manchester United in any single way that he can. And which means that he's getting his foot in the door, his big grubby size 11 or whatever, through the fucking door there by putting in a decent offer for a reasonable percentage of the club. But it still keeps the Glazers in charge. And that is not something that any Manchester United fan should tolerate. Hashtag Sir Jim out. Honestly, he needs to be protested against as well. You know, everywhere I go now, I see Ineos products. I never saw this a couple of years ago. Fucking Ineos everywhere. Ineos haunting my dreams. Ineos fucking carpet cleaner. Ineos fucking cars and shit like that. Off-road vehicles. Ineos is everywhere. Fuck Ineos, guys. Don't buy any Ineos crap for a start. And I understand, you know, it's not really the retailer that Ineos really is a large market percentage of where their revenue comes from. But whoever you are, I don't know, maybe you're a fucking CEO of a toilet cleaning firm. Go and get your order from somebody else, mate. Do you know what I mean? Don't get your fucking toilet cleaning chemicals from those Ineos twats. You know what I'm saying? Do what you can. Protest Sir Jim as well, just as much as the Glazers. I'm sorry to say, but we don't want you, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, mate. You might be better than the Glazers. Well, that's not hard, is it? That's not hard, is it? Goodness me. I mean, it's easy to be better than the Glazer shithouses, guys. Easy to be better than the Glazer shithouses, but he's only going to be marginally better, and even if he was to buy the football club in the majority of it, he's buying it as a skint man. And he's not skint, obviously he's worth billions. But you know what I mean? Compared, he would be buying enough to control the football club in the long run. But he wouldn't be buying the entirety of the football club. Hashtag full sale only is what we wanted under Sheikh Jassim, which would take us back to where we need to be again. Ivana Kofor, thank you very much for getting in here with your super comment here. 15 months, a member of the channel. Hashtag 15 for this legend. Ivana Kofor says, plot twist is the Glazers wanted Sir Jim and wants to come to tank their shares on purpose. Bloody hell, Ivana Kofor. Who knows? Who knows what's going on with these Glazer shithouses, to be fair? I have no idea. I mean, we see a lot of what I see from afar as to be some sort of dodgy stuff going on. There always seems to be like share dumps and share hikes and things like this based on little bits of drip-fed information that comes out in the press. And, it does concern me what's going on. You see, like, we signed Cristiano Ronaldo and we'll boost our share prices massively, and then we'll just sell a percentage of our shares. That's what the Glazer shithouses did to try and get as much money as they can. If there's an opportunity to be had where they can keep the stranglehold of Manchester United but sell a piece of their club and make big money, they will do that. We've seen that over the years. Yeah, Jim is skint compared. Nick Island, compared to Sheikh Jassim, which is why we wanted a full sale only. Somebody who was going to buy all of the club, clear all of the debts, invest in the stadium, make everything great again around the place, and give us that ambition that we need in every department. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be the case, because if anybody's buying the club, it looks like it could be this Sir Jim Ratcliffe twat buying a piece of the football club to begin with the idea of taking over the club at a later date. So, look, Mike Keegan earlier on said this. He said that basically, well, it's not popping up, but he said basically that the Glazers were asking for more money, and so Sheikh Jassim basically decided to pull the plug on it. They'd gone to the best of their offer that they were prepared to offer, which was a heck of a good offer at around about double the valuation, or near double the valuation of what the club's actually worth, and that's why they've decided to basically just walk away, because they were asking for too much for the football club. So certainly it is the Glazers being too greedy. Reports here say that the clears the way for the British billionaire and boyhood United fan Sir Jim Ratcliffe to press ahead with his bid to buy a minority stake in the football club. So he's not even looking to buy the control in the football club anymore. So there was previous reports. It's understood the Glazer shithouse family in all its entirety own around 69% of the football club, which means that you'd have to buy, about 51% of the football club in order to get the control of the overall football club, which is obviously where the power comes from, and having the actual ownership of the football club, essentially. But this is not what Sir Jim Ratcliffe is now wanting, it does seem. It seems like he just wants to invest a significant amount into the club, couple of billion, and get 25% of the football club to begin with, which means that the Glazer shithouses are going to retain the majority of this football club and will have control of this football club. So it doesn't really change a thing. It just makes them rich. It just increases their future ability to make more money from Manchester United, and it increases the likelihood that they will stay until I'm an old man with an even more receding hairline. You know what I'm saying? So Simon Cowie, thank you very much for your super chat here. He says, Pig, we did get ugly in 2005. We turned the city into a war zone and the Glazers still bought. So if that doesn't work, what will? Hey, well, fair play to you, Simon Cowie, but I'm talking about getting raw, mate. Let's get some raw emojis. I'm talking about getting raw. Listen, the Glazer shithouses don't care about a bit of shouting and loud and huff and puff and bloody pushing cameras over and stuff. Tell you what the Glazer shithouses care about is money. And if their money's being affected, they will listen. They will go. We've always said this. Manchester United is a sleeping giant. With the right owners in here, instantly, overnight, Manchester United would go back to being a Goliath of football yet again. We've got the support. We'd have the commercial revenue. We'd have the revenue just from the fans alone if we had the right owners. Imagine if tomorrow it turns out we've got Sheikh Jassim and we've got the right owners and they're spending their money. We'd be more than happy as fans to put lots more cold hard cash into the football club, as long as the idea is that it's going to be invested properly into the footballing aspects of things, buying players, running the football club properly. We would all be buying the merch. We'd all be supporting the football club. We'd all have a United buddy membership. We'd all have an MUTV package. Of course we would, if we felt that money was actually being spent well. It's not being spent well. So this football club overnight could be a massive success if all of the fans were on board. Right now, United is divided, and it's divided because of the shithouse owners of this football club and a lot of the fans not being prepared to tolerate them anymore. So the Glazers are in the position where they've actually got a shackled Manchester United right now. So what needs to happen, I think, is for Manchester United's profitability to just keep falling. How that can happen? Well, as I said, if games can't take place, if fines are coming in from the Premier League, if TV rights and TV deals are being jeopardised because the games aren't going ahead and they're not televised as planned, these are going to have massive knock-on effects to the profitability of Manchester United. If you are not buying any of the sponsors' products as well, why sponsor Manchester United? If there's a volatile reaction to any sponsor that gets on board with Man United and feeds the Glazers, why would these sponsors want to sponsor Manchester United? Why would they pay good money in order to have their reputation tarnished by a large percentage of football-going fans? Manchester United fans are in their numbers. You know, we've got hundreds of millions of fans around the world by all accounts. If this is the case, that's going to have a knock-on effect with any sponsors. So, as I say, you know, you can speak by not giving them the money. Don't fund the commercial deals that they've made by buying the sponsors' guff. Also, you know, don't give them the money, guys, in any which way that you can. And if the games aren't going ahead, that's going to affect their revenue. That's going to affect their ability to, you know, to actually compete in the league and to generate that cash. The TV deals would be affected. Commercial deals would be affected. Sponsorship deals would be affected. You know, unfortunately, I think that we have to do that. The biggest, loudest reaction I saw was that Liverpool game a couple of years back. If we could do that every week, surely it's just a matter of number of days until those guys realise, holy shit, this profitability of this football club is tanking. It's a right administrative F-up to try and deal with this when we can't even play games. It's sad, but it's true. I think that's what's got to happen, unfortunately, for us to actually get our football club back, is for this club to go backwards for a while. And for us to make very little money. It's going to be difficult, though, because, of course, they just get the police involved and all of that sort of stuff. But how much extra is that costing? How much extra would that cost if the Man United fans descended on Old Trafford? I'm talking rolling roadblocks. I'm talking circling the stadium. I'm talking all the stuff that we haven't even gone to the full extent of doing yet as fans. Everybody's been pretty civilized so far. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I can't imagine they would be sticking around too long if their profitability takes a massive whack. If it's going on every single week, if games aren't going ahead, man, I can't imagine they would stay that long. Fair play to you, K Cadet. Yeah, respect, mate. I'm with you, bro. Not been to a game for years and I've not bought a shirt for 18 years. That's the best way to do it as well, isn't it? Don't give the Glazers shithouses what they want, which is your money. King Boomy says, Pig, don't you think with the new Spurs at Newcastle before Saudi 65 years without a trophy? Well, we're not quite there yet, but we're getting there, aren't we? Yeah, I mean, if we had, like, new owners come in, the vision, the direction, everything would change instantly and we'd be back to our best. Just look at Newcastle. I think that's living proof that with their owners before, Mike Gashley, how he was running the football club immediately overnight, more or less, once the new guys come in. It's not necessarily about the spending of the money, but just the vision and the direction and getting the right football people in the hierarchy of the club changes the fortunes of that club almost overnight. Thank you, Vutinator says we've got 257 likes. Thank you, everyone, for hitting that like button. Do give us another like if you haven't done so. If you're just getting in here, help us get to 300 likes. Also, hit the subscribe button. Nice one. Right, I'm going to get into the live chat in a minute, but before I do, I've got a couple of little things that I want to just discuss. But as I say, you know, Mike Keegan reporting this a short while ago that Sir Jim Ratcliffe deal, 25% of Man United viewed as the first step in a gradual takeover, set to be ratified at a board meeting in the coming week. Hashtag Glazers out. This just shows that they don't give a shit about us, guys, as fans. They don't care about this football club. This just shows it, that they're prepared to just sell a piece of Manchester United off and not do what's best for the football club, i.e. sell it to somebody who's prepared to clear the debts, who's prepared to buy the stadiums, who's prepared to spend the money, who's prepared to have 100% ownership of the football club. They should be shepherding this football club into the willing hands of Sheikh Jassim if they know what's best for Manchester United. But instead, they don't care about that. They just care about making the best pounds per percentage profit that they can, which is why they'd be prepared to sell 25% of the football club to Sheikh Jassim. Absolutely disgusting. Disgusting behaviour. Right, I'm going to get into the live chat for a little bit, guys. Big up yourselves, everyone who's in here. Thank you for joining us and being a part of the stream. Very stressful day in regards to this news. Here's a little bit more coming out, actually, a few little bits and bobs. Thank you, Rush Money, for sending me live during the show. Alex Turk says this was ultimately the only way. The Glazers rejected a £5 billion bid for an asset worth half of that. They were never going to sell. So Jim Ratcliffe has his foot in the door. Ineos will eventually become United's majority owners. It's not good news, but it's far from the worst case scenario. That's three of the words of Alex. I think it is a very worst case scenario. You know, okay, nobody's going to be shitter than the Glazers, I suppose. And if in one day, if Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who was a boyhood United fan, owns the football club, I suppose that is marginally better than the Glazer shithouses, but only marginally, and we don't know how he's going to run this football club yet. I've always said that because of how the state of Manchester United is with the fan base, as soon as the shackles are released and the Glazers are gone, if there was a new owner in here that actually spends the majority of what Manchester United make properly, and we don't have debts to service, and they're prepared to invest a little bit at the start. But if they are able to, run the football club well and invest the majority of what this football club generates back into the football club and spend it well, this club is a self-sustaining beast. I've always maintained that we don't actually need a sugar daddy owner. We don't need a sugar daddy owner. It's the best case scenario for us, because then we'd be able to compete with the other clubs that have sugar daddy owners, like Newcastle, Manchester City, and these teams over the years that are just going to be investing heavily in every area. We would be able to compete there if we had a sugar daddy owner of ourselves. But we don't actually need a sugar daddy owner. Man United's a special football club with hundreds of millions of fans around the world. If everybody was on board and if everybody was confident with the new ownership regime, whoever it is, then this club would be able to generate huge amounts of cash. And if it was spent correctly, we'd be able to compete with anybody, because we're a huge football club who makes hundreds of millions of pounds every single year. But let me ask you this, guys, in the live chat. Would you be confident, yes or no, if one day Sir Jim Ratcliffe does own the majority of this football club? Would you be confident that he would be running this football club to the standard that the fans want? Yes or no? I have to say no. I wouldn't be confident based on what's happened with OG Nice, based on what's happened with, the way in which he's buying the football club. If that is the case, I wouldn't be happy whatsoever that he'd be the right man to lead this football club to greater days. Not at all. His age is a factor as well, and the way in which he's buying his club, he just seems like a bit of a desperate individual. Matt Norton, thank you for another super chat, Matty Norton. Guessing he says the derby is in 2 weeks. Protest and stop the game. That'll hit the Premier League, the FA, the Glazers in the pockets. Be civilised but be effective. Well said, mate. Love that, Matty Norton. You're absolutely bang right, lad. You couldn't be more right there, Mr. Matty Norton. I'm with you, sir. That's it. Yes, civilised, protest, effective. That's it. You see these stop oil prats going around putting bloody orange paint all over everything. Crikey. I'm sorry, but they're doing that over some bloody oil situation. Manchester United fans need to start being, this just as horrible. I'm talking line in the road, stopping the bloody everybody getting there. It will cause havoc. I'm sorry to say, but it would probably cause havoc, wouldn't it? And it would send a message. And if games aren't going ahead, crikey. It just it's going to have a negative effect on Manchester United in the short term. There will be fines, there will be sanctions, and there will be a loss of revenue from Manchester United. There will be. There absolutely will be. And if that takes place, then surely the Glazers are going to be more likely to be wanting to sell the football club outright and sell it to who they should be selling it to, that the fans want. The fans can make their voices heard by telling the Glazer shithouses what we want now, more than ever. Unbelievable. Right, guys, smash the like, smash the subscribe, get in the live chat. You do need to be subscribed to chat, but I'm going to get into the chat for a little bit and discuss the situation with you legends for a few minutes. Here's another bit of information, actually, that's just come in that says that Sir Jim Ratcliffe's overall valuation, which is higher than the Qatar's offer for 100% of the club, has convinced the Glazers to sell. Yeah, so percentage-wise, that's what it means. It doesn't mean that the overall offer is higher. It just means that percentage-wise, what he's offering per percentage is higher. Right, let's get into the chat for a bit. Conor McGregor to buy Man United and then punch Sir Jim. That'd be gash, lad. Michelle Ellis, fans did nothing, though. They didn't protest much. I don't know what that's in reference to. But, I mean, look, the only real top protest I've seen... Well, there's been some top protests, obviously. Look, fans inside the stadium staying after games sends a message. But it's not stopping the Glazers' it's not stopping the Glazers' profitability, is it? That's the problem here. They only will care about the finances being impacted. That's the reality with these guys. They don't care about the football. They just care about the money. So if you actually impact their finances, that's what will make them listen. So boycotting games is the answer, I think, in a lot of ways. But is it? Because Let's face it, unless everybody does it, there's just going to be somebody who's going to come in and buy that ticket probably for more money and fill the stadium up anyway. And if anything, they'll make more money. So I don't think it actually works. Sadly, I think there's always going to be somebody who's prepared to go and fill in for you if they, if you don't want to go, and you're actually just doing yourself out of pocket by not going to the games in a manner of speaking. But what can be done? I mean, boycotting is a great way. Stopping the games taking place is a great way. I don't really know what can be done, but I think stopping the games from taking place, like that Liverpool incident a couple of years back, is the one that makes the most sense. If that happens, then they're going to get fined. We're going to drop points. Their profitability is going to be impacted. They're going to have to spend more on, the Greater Manchester Police essentially policing these situations, because obviously that falls down on the club as well. If that's something that has to happen week to week, where there's got to be more officers who are involved from Greater Manchester Police trying to get that sorted every single week, managing that situation, it's going to cost the club money. That's how it works. It will cost the club more money. The club will have to pay that. So, there's lots of ways that Manchester United can be affected financially. Don't buy the commercial products that they are involved with, etc. Yep, Robin Hood says cutting off your nose to spite your face. Stopping the game would probably be the only thing if all fans stop the game. I agree. If all fans stop the game week to week to week, not just once, but week to week to week, it's a matter of time before they sell. We could take our club back. I think that's the only way. I honestly do think that's the only way. That's the way that they'll listen. That's the way that their finances will be affected. That's the way the whole reputation of everything gets pushed backwards in the short term. And look, the Premier League, Sky Sports, all these TV broadcasters would have a big say in that situation. They say, well, you're not sticking up with your end of the deal. We're not being able to televise these games. We've just got an empty stadium for 2 hours in our window. What are you doing? We need to address this situation. And Man United is a big Colossus football club with a lot of support, and they've got a lot of viewers. It would have a knock-on effect in no time, I think, if games were not taking place. Maybe it won't happen, but it already has happened before. I admit, I think it's difficult. Well, your absolution, unfortunately, I think people have to realise that there's a bigger picture. If they want to get their football club back, then they might have to. No stopping games will lose us points, not owners. No, Ivo Bozic, it could lose us owners. Think about it. It will stop us. It will lose us points, absolutely. We even get fined. But if things go backwards for a while, I think eventually we could go forwards if the Glazer shithouses go, lad. I actually disagree with you. I think stopping games would not only, lose us points, but it would also eventually lose us the owners, because if their product isn't able to make them any money anymore, what's their options? Sell. And then immediately once they've sold, Manchester United will be back to its best overnight again with the fan base and the support that we've got. So it doesn't really hurt us in the long run. It would hurt us in the short term in order to get these shithouses out of our football club. It wouldn't hurt us in the long run at all. Once they're gone, we're back to our best, basically, with the right owners. Well, that's where I think you're a little bit wrong there, the Mog. He says football clubs are a business, emotions don't come into it. I think you're a little bit wrong there because, in a way, I understand what you're saying. It's a business being run by businessmen like any other. But this isn't a product. This isn't an item. This isn't a retail brand or something like that. This is a football, a sport, a game that there's hundreds of people, hundreds of thousands, millions of people, I should say, that are passionate about this. What other brand, what other sort of enterprise or business is there where the product that the company puts out or whatever is supported by the fans? It's all about the fans. Without the fans, they don't make the money. Without the fans, if none of us watch the games, if none of us have interest in it, we are passionate about the team. That's the reality. We're passionate about the team, and so it's not like a regular business, this. Football club is not a regular business. It's different. It's different. The fines won't come out of their pockets. Though will it will TCG Hub actually, I think, lad, eventually, because if there's not money that's being generated by the club in terms of commercially, it's only going to affect their bottom line, isn't it? If sponsors are pulling out of deals because nobody's having it and they're not basically buying their stuff, Man United fans that is, or they're protesting it all over social media everywhere, boycott this, boycott that, it's going to have a knock-on effect. They might go, well, this is bad for our brand image. We are pulling out of this deal with Manchester United. It affects them commercially in that sense. I think it would affect them in a lot of ways by the games not going ahead regularly, and if all fans are prepared to actually talk with their wallets everywhere. Exactly, Travis says fans have emotions. Exactly, it's not a regular business. Maybe Nicky. Well, certainly that's it. I mean, for the amount of money involved, it's just not worth it, is it? It's not worth paying 7, 8, 9 billion pounds for when it's only worth 3.5 and is in a shitload of debt and needs a shitload of money spent on it. Jonathan says we need to be relegated. Sadly, if we went backwards, maybe then we could go forwards. Sheikh Mansour gets in trouble for cheating. Glazers get in trouble for stealing. I respect Sheikh Mansour. He takes care of City like his own children. Well, there you go, yeah. I mean, look, I don't agree with how they've done it. I don't agree with how Roman Abramovich did it at Chelsea when he was there either. But you can't deny that they had the interest to make them as good as they could be. Their interest was, it was like a plaything for them. They wanted to invest as much as they could in the club, get the success as quickly as they could, increase all the facilities, increase the brand, increase everything, make everything bigger and better, and be a better product. Can't argue with that. That's what we want. I mean, I don't respect them in the sense that they've cheated their way to get there and they've made a mockery of the game, but you can't say that they're owners that were, just trying to get money out of the club, whereas that's what we've got. There you go, Kenneth Hogarth. Well, certainly a lot of things like that. At least the Sheikh had passion for the club he bought, says Ring Laura. Glazers should get in trouble for stock market manipulation, and that too, lad. Stop games, get relegated to say Manu. A fair play to DJ Superfly, guys. Sadly, I think it may be getting to that situation. We will still beat Leeds in the Championship, says Alex Core. I mean, I would take a season in the Championship if it meant that the Glazers would sell, but I don't even know if they would do that. I think that the thing that, as I say, makes them stand up and listen is if games aren't going ahead and they are not making the money. If he was in the modern era, he wouldn't even go into football. I mean, like the other day, we saw this incident with Galatasaray, didn't we? This is just classic Glazer shithousery. So let me pop this up on the screen, actually. So this is from Simon Stone from the BBC, who says that Man United have now basically confirmed that they've admitted that there was 2,000 Galatasaray fans were allowed to access home section at Old Trafford. Basically Man United essentially ticket touting themselves, getting as much as they can elsewhere. It's quite easy for anybody to just create an account on Manchester United's website and have access to hospitality packages for an extreme amount of money for any big games. I mean, you can go and buy tickets for the Manchester United-Manchester City game right now. If you're prepared to pay like £1,400 or some shit like that, you can do that right now. And there's no real proper vetting process going on here. It's just about them making money. So there you go. I mean, that's it. It's just more examples of their cash grab nature. They don't give a shit. So frustrating, guys. So frustrating. Anyway. Right, okay. So, yeah, let's just do a quick rundown of what we discussed in this video for anybody just getting in here. Then I'm going to get into the chat for a couple more minutes. Then we'll wrap up this video. But very, very frustrating day, guys. So, earlier on, Fabrizio Romano basically confirming that Sheikh Jassim is withdrawing from the bidding process. So exclusive, Sheikh Jassim has had further discussions with the Glazer family to buy 100% of Man United. Sheikh Jassim's bid proposition has been rejected again by Glazer family. As a result, Sheikh Jassim informed the Glazers that he's ready to withdraw from the process. Went on to say that Sheikh Jassim has presented fully cash bid, clearing all the old debt with zero new debt for 100% of the club. Sheikh Jassim's team declined to comment on this news, citing confidentiality restrictions, but have confirmed that they've withdrawn from the process. Hopefully this is just maybe a negotiation tactic. That's what I would hope, to try and get the Glazers to come back with their tails between their legs and say, actually, you know what, we will accept your offer. That's what I'm hoping. But it does look like Sir Jim Ratcliffe is free now to buy a piece of the football club for an overinflated price, essentially. So the Glazers informed of Sheikh Jassim's decision. He has withdrawn from the process. Final bid understood to be almost double the $3.5 billion market valuation, $1.5 billion. Extra investment was planned as well. So, yeah, it doesn't get any more clear than that, really. At the moment, it seems like Sheikh Jassim has withdrawn. According to those close to Manchester United bidders, the Glazers are delaying the takeover process in the hope that Sheikh Jassim would eventually pay what they want. This was previously, obviously. Ben Jacobs confirming the fact that the Glazers have now scuppered the deal with Sheikh Jassim, and Sheikh Jassim has withdrawn from Man United process following final and advanced talks. Unbelievable. This also is reported as clearing the way for Sir Jim Ratcliffe to get the football club to buy a piece of the football club with a minority stake. Unbelievable. And actually, Mike Keegan also, during this show, tweeted out and basically said that the path is clear for him now, and he said that Sir Jim Ratcliffe's deal for 25% of Manchester United viewed as the first step in a gradual takeover, set to be ratified at a board meeting in the coming week. What an absolute debacle, guys! King Boomy says, Fab tweet. Let's go and have a quick look at this then, see what's new from Fab. Thank you very much for getting that in the chat there, boss. Let's have a little look. Okay, so yeah, 8 minutes ago, Fab says that Sheikh Jassim had committed an additional amount of over $1.5 billion for Manchester United, not to the sellers. It was ready to finance the new stadium plans, new training centre facilities, buy players, city and community regeneration projects. For fuck's sake, see, it's not just. This is it. It's not just Manchester United that's been affected. I mean, like, this would have been better for the people of Manchester as well. This would have been better in every single regard to have Sheikh Jassim buy the football club, wouldn't it? And to invest 1.5 billion in all areas after clearing the debt and after buying the football club. 1.5 billion would have been invested. Okay, that's it then, guys. That's the latest updates. Let's get into the chat for a little bit, see what you legends are saying, and then I'm going to wrap this video up. But thank you so much to you all for being here. Before I do, I'm going to get into the top of the live chat there and check out who's reposted the show. Thanks to everyone for reposting. Also, keep hitting the likes, guys. We're nearly at 300 likes. We've had 8 reposts. Thank you very much. Guy Am Legend, get in there, my son. I appreciate you. Also, who else has reposted us here? Aaron Homeyard, Berber, Paul Nangle, All Out United, J United and Gaming, John Boy Cat, Feline Fur as well. Thank you, lads and lasses, very much. Aaron Homeyard, thank you very much, lads and lasses, for retweeting the show there. It does help us out. So much love to you guys. Absolutely unbelievable. Right, let's get into the chat, guys. By the way, I am doing a FIFA stream tonight, or EAFC stream. I keep calling it FIFA. We are doing an EAFC stream tonight, about 10:30ish. Let me just pop that at the top of the chat. But yeah, we'll be back on the gaming channel around about 10:30ish. We'll probably just keep an eye on the old Logan Paul, Dylan Dennis Guff, and the KSI Tommy Fury fight while we're over there on the channel tonight as well. I'll pin that to the top of the live chat. There it is. Right, I'm going to read a few comments out, guys. Then we're going to have to wrap this up. I'm going to eat some dinner and try and relax after this devastating, gash-tastic news. Not tonight, DJ Superfly Guy. Probably be back Sunday or Monday with that lad. Glazers used to the high life and getting what they want, absolutely. TCG Hub says that's what lost it them. They offered the club the extra money, not the Glazers. But if you offered them, they wouldn't have turned it down. Spot on, TCG Hub, absolutely, I know. There you go. Well, they don't want to pay supremely over the odds for the club. It's like anything, do you? Even if you see your dream house, if somebody sees you coming and it's worth $1 billion, or sorry, it's worth, let's be realistic here, £1 million house or something. If the owners, want 2 billion, it doesn't matter how bloody good it is. If it's only worth $1 billion, it doesn't make financial sense. And that's what the Glazer shithouses have asked for, it seems. Exactly. Hashtag Glazers out. Kate Cadet, thank you so much. Sorry to hear that, Travis. Probably down to this gash-tastic news, lad. At least we know the truth. Glazer says, had high hopes in July, not so much now. Right, let's ask the live chat. Just to sort of end on here a little bit, let's ask the live chat, guys. What do you think will be the future outcome of this football club? Do you think it will turn around and maybe Sheikh Jassim will be the buyer? Do you think it will go to Sir Jim in the long run? Do you think the Glazers will stay? Get your thoughts and opinions in about where you think the future of this football club lies. Will it be Glazer run? Will it be Sir Jim Ratcliffe? Will it be Sheikh Jassim? Sheikh Jassim seemingly withdraws at this moment in time. Tail 7 says Glazers here forever, unfortunately. This club's dead if that's the case. It's dead. Absolutely dead. Yeah, exactly. We'll end up like Leeds, says Rattlehead. 100 cases, Nave. Club will be dead, says your absolution. Fans, time for tough love. I agree, lad. 100% agree with you, sir. That's what I'm thinking. Glazers stay, says Half Gazzo. Sir Jim and Glazers in part ownership deal. Yeah, Glazers will stay. Will become a nothing club. Glazers passing on to their sons. Club is dead. Future is paid. This is terrible, isn't it? What an absolute debacle is. Alright, anyway, fuck this, guys. Guys, I'm going to have to wrap this up now. You're a bunch of legends. Thank you so much to everybody for getting in here. You can come back after this video is finished and get your thoughts and opinions in. I'm done talking about this bullshit Glazer shithouse stuff. Get them out of our football club. Hashtag Glazers out. Hashtag full sale only. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is a Glazer shield 2.0 mug. We don't want you, mate. We don't fucking want you, lad. And in regards to who we do want, looks like they've withdrawn. It's a shit show debacle of a situation, mate. Let's end with a hashtag Glazers out. Come back and get your thoughts and opinions in after this video is finished. Go to the top of the live chat as well and smash a like on my gaming stream over on the gaming channel. It is pinned to the top there. It's in the live chat there. Click that link. Go and subscribe to the gaming channel. We're only 7 people away from 4,000 subscribers, actually. So if you want to do us a favour, go over there and subscribe to the gaming channel. We're back on there around about 10:30 p.m. for a FIFA stream, and we might watch the boxing. So get yourself in there and set a reminder. But that's it from me, guys. I can't be bothered to talk about it anymore. It's too fucking depressing. Each and every one of you, though, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you all in the live chat. You're a bunch of legends. What a community. Just end on some hashtag Glazers out, guys. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. Check out the website, flyingpigunited.com. Also, check out the gaming channel. As I say, it's pinned to the top of the live chat. It's called Flying Pig Gaming. And all that jazz as well. Thank you for the Glazers out signs there, guys. Everyone as well. Cheers for watching. All the mods, all the members. Thanks for getting in here. And I'll catch you on the next one. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. What a piss poor piece of news, guys. I mean, protest. Surround the stadium. Don't fucking let the games take place. Let's hit them where it hurts in their back pocket, my son. That's the only way to get these grubby parasites out of our football club, is to make them lose money. That's all they care about. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. See you later. That's it from me. See you in a little bit on the gaming channel at Flying Pig Gaming. Once again, link at the top of the live chat. See you later, guys. And remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler. Oh, nice. Hoyden got an assist. That's good stuff, mate. That's good stuff. When the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.